Hi, I'm Julio Galvez, and this is We Can Be Heroes Comics in Chatsworth, California. So in 2018, my kid has started going full-time to school, and I had been staying home as a stay-home dad. And my wife asked me, what is it I was gonna do? I was gonna go back to get a regular job or open a comic book shop. So she said, do a comic book shop. We Can Be Heroes was open in October of 2019. We started off in a 1,000 square foot shop. First couple months that we were there, worked really well, and the landlord came to us and said, hey, would you like to expand to the bigger space next door? We moved into that part of the building in March 2020. 2 days later, we were shut down for the pandemic. And I just didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I had a really good friend of mine who mentioned claim sales. 3 weeks later, we set up a 6-foot rack, went live to over 500 people, and that saved the business. But when we were allowed to open, we got a group of 200 people waiting outside, waiting to get in. And that's when my heart broke, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and it was keep my brick and mortar open. We needed to expand what we were doing in the shop, because I don't think comics was gonna sustain it alone. So we got into Pokemon, and I re-rented my original 1,000 square foot shop to expand on Pokemon. We started doing all kinds of events. I wanted to get people in the store that I was influenced by. Professional wrestlers, actors, Power Rangers. At that point, I said I needed to give back to the community, and that's when I got involved in the community. And somebody brought up the Chamber of Commerce. And before you know it, I became president of the Chamber, and I've been a part of the Chamber now for almost 5 years. I've done everything I possibly can to give back to this community and help small businesses exist, just like mine. Right after the pandemic, it was still kind of funny, and a lot of groups were affected, like vendors at Comic-Cons were affected. And so I wanted to help them, and I had the space. So I came up with Bartertown, brought other vendors outside into my parking lot, going out there, creating things like Blockfest. It was a 1.5 block party. We had professional wrestling, we had a Comic-Con. WeCon is a small in-store convention where I invited several artists to be here and hang out and meet the public. Eventually developed Comics and Cocktails, a 40 vendor convention in a small Legion Hall. So I wanted to bring back that old school feeling where you can actually interact. I love that space. I never thought I would leave it. But one day, the roof starts leaking. And I call up my landlord and I say, hey, our roof's leaking. Before you know, it's 3 years later and there's a 3-foot by 3-foot hole in our ceiling. But we were forced to move. Through my relationship in the community, I started talking to people and telling them what was going on with the store. And I said, it might be over. I might have to close it down. The councilman in this area, who we've had a relationship through the chamber, said, there is no way we're gonna let you leave. We're gonna find something. Lo and behold, we are here in our 7,200 square foot mansion palace, the place that I always dreamed of as a kid. My dream had come true, and this is what you see here before you. Here at We Can Be Heroes, we try to cater to everyone. Of course, we have comic books. We have new weekly comic books, back issues, graded books. We offer the services of grading and pressing and cleaning. Also in the store, we have toys, not just comic book related toys, but all kinds of collectibles. We got TCG, Pokemon, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic. This place has a full-blown multi-purpose room in the back that we can fit 100 people in playing TCG games. We do videography, we do photography, we do live comedy shows. We rent out this spot for movie productions. I have the assemblywoman here do stuff for the community. With this amount of space, I was like, what else did I want to do? We have a multimedia company in here now, Abysmal Entertainment. I invited my friend Steven, who we've been talking about working together and doing stuff together in the movie business. He does it, he's been doing it for 20 some odd years. We have a podcast room. We have a boardroom that I turn into my studio where we do the 2 guys, 1 box claim sale. Anybody knows anything about me, I'm into physical media. And we have a full-blown VHS store in the shop, Video Hero. It's just fascinating to walk in there. It's just a, what is that, a time capsule. Time capsule, I love it. You will always walk into this store and someone will always say hello. They will always greet you by name when they get to know you. They will give you a tour if you're brand new. And for that, we've developed an amazing community of people that have stood by us, been here with us since the beginning. I know we work really, really hard. No one understands how much people that own comic book shops work. It never ends. It's a 24-hour thing. Wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's never enough money, but we do it because we love it. So thank you.